What a joy, a privilege, and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure to be connected again with the intent of, again, making a difference in people's lives and making money as we do that. So real quick, I had a great time in Minnesota speaking at the 1-year Millionaire Live event with Myron Golden. We had 2 full days from 9 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night on Friday, 9 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at that night on Saturday. And it was all about teaching people principles of how they can create $1 million income. And, I always say this. I always say I'm against get-rich-quick schemes, just like I'm against never-get-rich jobs, but I'll always be for get-rich-quicker proven systems with a track record. And so that's why I love the work that I do. I get to empower people and all that. So we're going to talk, though, about, real quick, I want to talk about 5 groups of people. We're thinking about this, and Maya and I are talking, and then some different things. It's just because of this Millionaire Live event, which people, by the way, pay $1,297 to be at this event. But I want to cover the 5 groups of people when you deal with business, when you deal with, for instance, sometimes I'll talk about, hey, there's a book you ought to get. And by the way, if you don't have Myron's book on From the Trash Man to the Cash Man, how anyone could get rich starting from anywhere, you've got to have that. Again, I met him years ago when he was 16, I was 17, and trash man making $6.25 an hour. Just a couple of weeks ago, he spoke at an event in Florida where in 1 hour he made $1.2 million in 1 hour. Now the thing is, like I said, I used to be his professor in college. He quit college, but went on to make millions of dollars. But where he came from, the poverty, where he came from. He graduated from school, most likely to get on your nerves. I mean, that was supposedly an award that they gave out, right? But I'm saying to go from that, that's why I keep telling y'all, it's all about breakthroughs. It's all about, again, every master was once a mess. Therefore, every mess can one day be a master. And when a mess becomes a master, they have a message that if they just get to the masses, they can make millions. And his desire is to create win-win-win scenarios and to empower people so they don't go through the same frustrations, again, all the lies that he believed in that he had to break through, and same in my case. So anyway, so I'm going to give you 5 groups of people because, again, I told you all that he's got a free, you can get his book free if you go to www.freebookandtrialoffer.com. And so I'm not sure. I think probably half of you have gone there. Not sure why the other half, but I'm going to cover 5 groups of people. And again, as we prepare ourselves for business, again, you've got to understand this when you're dealing with people. Number one, you always have a group of people that are what we call skeptical people. I call them skeptical people. In other words, it doesn't matter what business opportunity, it doesn't matter what, book, you tell them about a free book, it doesn't matter. The first thing that pops up in the mind is, there's got to be a catch, right? Or this just sounds too good to be true. Their thoughts are, well, what if this doesn't work? So you always got, number one, the group of skeptical people. And again, you've got to understand this, my friend. It has no reflection on you. It has no reflection on your business. It has no reflection on your business model. It has no reflection, my friend, on your presentation skills. It is no reflection. And again, the people, that's one of the reasons why in a home-based business, people are so afraid to talk to people because they fear the rejection, but they don't understand that there's just a group of people, it doesn't matter. They are skeptical. It doesn't matter what it is. They've been, maybe, again, sometimes they've been burnt in life, right? And they got burnt so many times that now they just don't trust anybody or anything. I mean, sometimes it's people that seen other people get burned, and they just developed a negative spirit, a negative type of thing about them, right? And you've got some folks, they're just, some people they're based on their personality. It's naturally easier for them to be pessimists, whereas others it's a little bit natural, easier for them to be optimists, right? You've heard the saying, the glass to some folks is always half empty, while to others is half full, right? But here's the thing, my friend, there's going to be, again, I don't care how good you get at your presentation. I don't care how much personal development you work on. You're going to run into a group of people, number one, who are just skeptical, okay? And they're always going to be thinking about, well, what if it doesn't work? They're going to bring up these objections. They're going to, that's where they come from. But again, that's them, and that has nothing to do with you. It's not a reflection on you. And so there's been a lot of people who've gotten burnt out in this industry because all they did is run into skeptical people all the time, and their skepticism and their doubts started rubbing off on the person who was doing the presentation. So number one, you've always got a group of skeptical people, and when people say, well, what if it doesn't work? My question to them is, well, what if it does? What if it does work? As a matter of fact, what if it works even better than what we're telling you? Because again, my experience doesn't dictate your experience. I mean, it may not work for you exactly like it's working for me, but I know it may work for you even better. It just depends. I don't know what your commitment to following through is. I don't know what your commitment to following instructions. I don't know what your commitment is to doing the things you're supposed to do. So again, number one, there's always a group of skeptical people, and you can't get this now, you can't base your self-esteem, you can't base your business acumen, you can't base whether you're doing good or not based on the skeptical people that you've talked to and how they responded. They're always going to respond the same way just about to anybody. It doesn't matter. Like I said, it doesn't matter whether it's something that could change their life. Hey, it's only, $197 and it's only, $50 a month. Well, man, what about it's only $197 one time and no monthly? Yeah, but what about, how about this? It's free. Okay, free. Like I was talking to somebody about this book. They said, well, the book is free. What's the catch? I'm like, okay, you know what? I guess there is a catch. Yeah. Number one, the catch is you got to commit to reading the book, right? Because it's not about self-development. It's about self-development. So it's not about, so whether you buy the book or the book is free, if you don't read it, it's not going to do you much good. So again, I told you all the story. This is why I'm so big into books. And I'm going to keep speaking to you and telling you. And I constantly read. Every reader is not a leader, but every leader is a reader. You've got to be constantly reading, my friend. And but anyway, read, READ, receive, empowerment, answers, dominion. Read, acronym, receive, empowerment, answers, dominion. I can't tell you the answers that I've gotten by reading books. I can't tell you the direct. I can't tell you how then the power and the why, because then you become an authority because you start learning so much. But anyway, but let's go back to this. Skeptical people are going to be skeptical whether it's free or not. So the two catches I tell people: catch number one, well, you got to commit to reading the book. Catch number two, you do have to pay the shipping. I mean, if the guy's going to give you the book for free, surely you don't think he's going to have to pay to get you the book that he's giving you for free that he sold to a bunch of other people. Like one company I set him up with, and they bought 100,000 copies of his book. Now that's because before I had my book out, right? And they bought 100,000 copies of his book. But yeah, there's a catch. Number one, you got to commit to reading the book, and number two, right? You just pay the shipping and handling. But anyway, number one, skeptical people. Number two, you got a second group, and that's free people. That's free people. In other words, they only want stuff for free. They don't want you. They just want to deal with the free. It's like, give me the freebies and that's it. Give me the free. As soon as you, okay, hey, you can join for free. Okay, you got them. As soon as you start talking about price or something, they're like, so you got free. And people that are free because they've got this internal struggle. And part of it is they want everything free because they have not developed the skills. They don't have the intestinal fortitude. They don't have a conviction. They don't have a belief and understanding what they're doing. So they think, well, if I ever had to present or if I ever had to talk to somebody about it, if it cost something, I couldn't, but if it's free, I think I could deal with that, but I'm not sure about that. So you got this group of people that are free. So as long as everything is free, they fine, right? If it was going to be a cost involved, no, they can't deal with that. So number one, you got skeptical people. Number two, you got free people. Number three, you got cheap people. Cheap people, right? They're like, I'm not buying anything unless there's a discount. I'm not buying. right? And these people, and again, and there's nothing wrong with wanting things at a discount and so forth, but cheap people are like they never ever see the value of anything unless it's something that's on sale, something that's gets discounted, but they're just cheap, and they're always, they try to get things down, and they don't understand that, the same way they're doing that is the same way people would do with them. And so if they ever get involved with business, they're going to have people that say, okay, well, can you cut off this, and can you, you know what I mean? But you got a group of people like that. So no matter what you do in life, no matter what business, no matter how developed you are, you're going to run into, number one, the skeptical people, you're going to run into the free people, and then you're going to run into the cheap people, right? And then number 4, you've got the fee people. You've got the fee people. Now, the fee people are those willing to pay the fee. They see value. They understand value. They understand, for instance, sowing and reaping. You can't reap what you haven't sown, right? And when you sow, you reap more than you sow, right? So fee people, they're willing to pay the fee. They understand value. They understand what Benjamin Franklin said. If you empty your wallet into your mind will fill your wallet. Fee people, they don't mind paying the fee. Why? They understand, as Les Brown so aptly put it when we were speaking together in the UK, information cost, he said, but it pays for itself 10 times over. Ooh, can I say that again? He said information costs, but it pays for itself 10 times over. See, fee people, they're willing to pay the fee because they understand value, and they understand, like what Dr. Breakthrough says, what you put in your head that affects your heart determines what comes to your hand. And if you want more coming to your hand, you got to put more in your head that affects your heart. So when people understand the value of something and they're willing to pay the fee because they understand, like my beautiful wife teaches all the time, when we first met, I mean, this is something she taught me that changed my life forever. And, and so when we got married, then she's like, baby, so we never want to spend money. And I was like, okay. And I'm thinking, wow, I got this beautiful woman. She's beautiful on the outside, but man, she's even 10 times more beautiful on the inside. I call her my ABCD, adorable brown caramel delight. As a matter of fact, I said, baby, I think I'm going to have to start calling you my ABCDEF. She said, EF, what is that? I said, ABCDEF, that's adorable brown caramel delight, emanating favor. Emanating favor. So that's the EF. I said, because he that findeth the wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor of the Lord. I said, I already had favor, but when I married you, I found even more favor. I said, so you're like a favor multiplier. You added to the favor I already had. So yeah, you're my adorable brown caramel delight, emanating favor. I'm like, it's just amazing. But here's what I'm saying though, my friend. And she said, so we don't want to spend money. And I'm thinking, man, not only did I have this woman that's so beautiful on the outside, beautiful on the inside, now she said, we don't want to spend any money. I'm like, man, did I ever hit the jackpot? And she said, no, we don't want to spend money. We want to circulate money. And you've heard me say this many times, and I'm going to keep saying it many more times until everybody gets it. And not just that you get it, but that you get it to the point where you can transfer that to other people. And that is this. She said, we want to circulate money. When you circulate money, it goes out and it comes back, a never-ending cycle of increase and enjoyment. And so I said, man, so from the rest of our lives now, we're going to look to finding ways where we can circulate our money. So when you understand concepts like circulation, when you understand concepts like now you're willing, see, these are people willing to pay the fee. Why? Because they see the value and they understand, my friend, the power of this. And then lastly, so number 1, you got the skeptical people. Number 2, you got the free people. Number 3, you got the cheap people. Number 4, you got the fee people. And number 5, you got the premium people. The premium people. The premium people are ones who are like, look, not only will do I pay the fee, but is there an upscale version? Is there something else that you have? So these are people like, man, if I'm going to fly, I've flown coach, I've flown first class. First class is a whole lot better than coach. Let's go. So premium people, they're willing to pay a premium. Why? Because they understand that people that pay premiums, paying the fees one thing, but people that pay the premiums, they get the extra support. People that pay the premiums, they get the extra doodad, so to speak. People that pay the premiums, they're in the upper echelon, they're in a different class, right? And so I'm saying, my friend, I'm saying that no matter what you do in business, no matter what you do in life, you'll always find these different classes of people. And that's why, by the way, in business, I tell people you want to have different ways. You know, like for instance, you'll have different, if you say we've got a 197, but also, you know, to be premium, you can pay 297 or whatever. You'll have people that always want to do that, right? I've got businesses where, you know, little side businesses that, you know, that bring the income that you get started for as low as $10, right? And then you have people say, well, okay, but is there another level? Can I? Yeah. Well, there's a 25. Well, is that? Yeah. Well, is it 50 or 100? So if there's people that'll find, okay, what's the top that I can? What's the top level? What's the top level? So those are premium people. Now those premium people, good gracious, you talk about off the chart good, my friend. And here's the thing, my friend, some of you will never get this now. You will never be, well, let me back up. No, up until now, but now that you're hearing these trainings, now you're part, you will. But most of you would have never reached premium, well, fee people or premium people because you wouldn't have the intestinal fortitude to continue on. Remember I said the other day, everything in life gets easier a long time after it's hard. Oh, I wish somebody would have told me that years ago. I said everything in life gets easier a long time after it's hard. So usually when people start off, it seems like all you ever meet is those skeptical people, right? It's like every time, it's like, man, everybody I talk to, they're so skeptical. And then, you know, then you start running into some of the free people, like, okay, so, but is there a way for me to get that free, right? And by the way, and so in my businesses, I've learned to say, okay, if you can, if you want to get something for free, I can show you how, you know, especially if it's a home-based business type scenario like this, you can sign up enough people where yours is free, right? So I show them the strategy of how they can, so you can get it for, so you like free? Okay, I'll show you how you can get yours for free. But again, I'm saying no matter who you are, I'm telling you, see, I like what, by the way, Jim Rohn, when we were, you know, speaking together, he said this statement. It was so funny. He had me rolling. He said, there's only about 5 or 6 real nasty people in the world. He said, they just move around a lot. He said there's only 5 or 6 real nasty and skeptical people, but they just seem to move around a lot, right? and it's like no matter, you're going to find them. But again, if you give up when it's hard, see, everything in life is easier a long time after it's hard. We just got to get you to commit to going through the hard part, right? Because when you commit to going through the hard part, then it starts getting easier, right? But again, you've got to make the commitment. You've got to stay the course. So when you go through the skeptical people, you keep going, you start finding some free people. Well, how can I get this free? And so you just show them a strategy. Here's how I can get it free. And then you start getting to the cheap people, and some of them, you know, like, okay, so is there a way I can get it discounted? Is there a way I can, okay, well, I can show you how, again, some different things that we can do. But again, some of these cheap people, though, you need to understand they're not going to be really good workers in a business because they have a cheap mentality. They don't understand the value of things. And then you've got the fee people. You keep going long enough, you start finding the fee people, those willing to pay the fee. By the way, people don't buy what they can afford. They buy what they really want, right? People don't buy what they can afford. They buy what they really want. So the same cheap people that are always trying to say, well, we'll do this, but the same people will go out and buy sneakers for the children for absorbent price. These same people, when they find something that they really want, watch this now, they'll pay the price. So again, my friend, that's why you want to get real good at explaining and breaking down the value of something. Because that helps people. So again, once you start off, you're going through, like I said, number 1, the skeptical people, then you start running into free people, number 2, and then number 3, you start running into some of the cheap people, but then number 4, you start running into the fee people, the ones willing to pay the fee, and it's like, okay, I understand, so yeah, okay, let's sign on the dotted line, let's get going. But you keep going long enough that you start running to the premium people. And them premium people start saying, well, is there a higher level I can come in, or can I get a couple spots? Or, I mean, man, them premium people. And I mean, these premium people, it's so powerful. The premium people, you know, a lot of times they don't even have a whole lot of questions because they kind of see it. They caught it, right? It's like, man, it's like before you was even there, they're like, wait a minute, I got it, I'm ready. The premium people. And I'm telling you, my friend, when you get to these premium people, your life will never be the same again. And then the principles that I teach and instruct you in, my friend, it'll help you, my friend. And then you'll start running them more and more. You'll be like a magnet attracting these fee people willing to pay the fee, and the premium people. And I'm telling you, life will never be the same again. So, hey, my name is Dr. Stan Harris. I believe in you. You may be just one step from a massive breakthrough. And remember, my motto in life, I educate, empower, and elevate people to break through any barrier that would hinder their success. And I do that by empowering them, watch this now, to break to the best version, or at least a better version of themselves.